There's money in the coffers now, so why isn't a popular and profitable loan program back on track? That's what Senator Kenneth Gittens wants to know as he makes preliminary moves to ultimately take GERS to court. The USVI government employees retirement system was saved from insolvency earlier this year when the government recapitalized its public debt in a move that funneled revenue from rum cover-over funds into the flailing GERS. Since then, and even prior to that, the agency has refused to reinstate the Popular Loans Program, which was suspended in 2015 because of the agency's financial difficulties. Senator Kenneth Gittens has been trying to get that program back on track since 2016 and has been growing increasingly upset over the continued intractability of GRS management over the issue. Now, after the agency received capital injections of almost $200 million earlier this year, and following the recent granting of a $70,000 pay raise to Administrator Austin Nibbs by the Board of Trustees, Gittens is livid.
They stated that at the time the board's position was that in the event that the GERS receives necessary funding to operate on an actuarial reserve basis, then the loan program would be reinstated. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't put too much pressure on them, as they said that they were working towards reopening the loan program to its members. However, as we see their continued, I would say in this case, reckless behavior, now it's time to put the pressure on that they adhere to the law, because obviously there is monies for them to do what needs to be done in accordance to Act 7880.
No one at GERS deserves to be rewarded at this time, Gittens said, as he announced preliminary steps to seek legal redress. GERS, he says, has stood in defiance of a 2016 law which was sponsored by Senator Gittens in the legislature, which requires the agency to reinstate the program, albeit on a smaller scale. The agency is also not in compliance with the requirement that it mail an annual paper statement to members informing them of their status and account balances. These failures, coupled with the recent salary bump for Nibbs, cannot be tolerated by Virgin Islanders or by the legislature, Gittens believes. Quote, "This is an unconscionable action, given that we just narrowly averted disaster at GERS due in part to poor management and bad investment decisions." Questioning the increase in Nibbs' salary, Gittens asserted GERS was not saved as a result of any action by the board nor its leadership. Despite the agency's over 5-year snub of Act 7880, which was Gittens' legislation to compel the reinstatement of the loan program, the senator noted that he wrote to Administrator Nibbs again in February of this year, formally requesting that the program be restored in accordance with the law. Quote, "I sent this letter after we knew that GERS would be given the infusion of funds it needed to remain solvent," Gittens said. Nevertheless, the senator says that Nibbs remained unmoved, responding by saying that the loan program would not return until 2025, and only then if the board agreed. Where does that leave the legislature, having passed a law that is currently being ignored? Gittens says he's already speaking with his colleague senators and the legislature's attorneys, but in the meantime, he has submitted a request that a resolution be drafted to support a lawsuit against the GERS.
Those that I've spoken to are definitely up in arms with the continued behavior of GRS board members, and I do think that the citizenry can count on a successful resolution being passed to address this matter, to not only reinstate the loan program, but to also ensure that the GRS adheres to giving an annual paper statement to its annuitants and members.